Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I want to make a video about groups whose music I don't like. Of course, this does not mean that I have bad wishes for these groups or that I do not like the group members themselves. I wish the best for all the bands mentioned in this video and I hope you understand. And of course remember that it's just my opinion. And you can have totally different point of view. Without further ado, let's get started. When New Jeans debuted, everyone paid attention to what a breath of freshness they and their music are. While at the beginning the debut of New Jeans with such a sound was actually something fresh. Now it is boring. With each subsequent comeback, I came to the conclusion that their music is monotonous and not very interesting. Maybe it's because they mainly make songs in genres like Atlanta bass or drum and bass, which I personally hate. But their songs and beats sound too similar to each other. All of their songs sound the same. And there's nothing that sets them apart, nothing interesting happens in them. And personally, they do not trigger any emotions in me other than boredom or annoyance. Very often the melodies used in their songs get on my nerves and don't feel catchy at all. Their discography sounds to me like typical music from America. Antique talk, and that's not why I fell in love with kpop. There's no good rap or wow vocal moments. I'm not saying every song needs a high note or every song needs a rap, it's just that it never is. Maybe someday I'll change my mind about their music. But for now I'm not their biggest fan. I never understood their phenomenon, for me. Their music really doesn't stand out as anything special that some people say. I didn't like them from the very beginning when one of their first songs sounded very similar to Killing Me by Chunha. Of course, no one talks about it, however. There are many admiration for how innovative and fresh their work is, which I can't hear at all. Their greatest hit Cupid, which, ironically in my opinion, is their worst song, it's just boring and devoid of any originality. The fact that it blew up shocks me even more. Well, it just sounds like a repetitive and monotonous American radio hit, and that's exactly what it is. I don't understand why this became a hit, and I really don't understand hype around them. For me, 50-50 music is not the worst. But it certainly lacks identity or originality. The songs are okay, but nothing special. Despite this, I'm sorry to hear about all the confusion between the girls and their label, and I hope everything ends well for both parties. There is one answer here. I don't like heavier music. Songs of this type sound monotonous to me and do not evoke any emotions in me. I don't feel any excitement when I listen to such music. Except a headache and boredom, because most of such music has the same instruments in it. Such as a guitar, which just becomes very tiring after hearing it all the time. Moreover, the lyrics of the songs, which seem to be very important in this type of genres, also do not make any impression on me. Maybe it's because it's in Korean, but I don't know. These texts do not appeal to me, it's just the way it is and there's nothing I can do about it. I've tried to convince myself many times, but I just can't. This is just not my cup of tea. Despite this, there are a few songs from them that I like. Because there are a few songs that break away from the canon of the typical DREAMCATCHER's heavier sound. But ultimately, their music and the artistic direction they have taken do not appeal to me. And I cannot say that I like their music, despite this. I wish them further success, and I like the members themselves very much. I think this is the group whose music I like the most out of all these groups, but I still don't like it that much. Mamamoo's old songs are a big cringe for me and are not my style at all. Their slightly newer songs are passable. I even like some of them quite a bit. One of the aspects that bothers me personally the most is that their songs lack a consistent sound. Almost every comeback has a different sound. And although it has many advantages, and I really like groups with such a concept, in the case of Mamamoo something is off for me. I don't know why. Also, while the title tracks are okay, the sides have practically never caught my attention and I've never liked them. Moreover, I'm not a fan of the members' solo careers. I don't know if it's because of this, but I don't like their solo songs either. probably even more than the group songs. Despite everything, I'm waiting for their group comeback because I surprisingly like their latest releases. Even though I cannot call myself their fan. I wish the girls nothing but happiness. I was wondering for a long time whether to put Kiss of Life here, because they just debuted, and I don't really have anything to judge about. But I finally decided to mention them, because I don't think their current artistic direction will change in the near future. Kiss of Life's music, and generally their entire aesthetic and idea, looks and sounds to me very similar to New Jeans, which, as you already know, I don't like, only in an even worse version. While I hear nice vocals here, the songs are bland to me. It's hard for me to remember what they sound like. Even though I've listened to them several times, as with New Jeans. They all blend into one whole and there is nothing about them that would make me stay with them longer. The worst thing about this is that it mainly concerns the member solo songs, which should show each member's individual preferences and style. Instead, each of them is in the same style and sounds very similar. It's good that the songs are coherent, but the fact that this applies to solo songs is not the best. Despite this, Kiss of Life is a very fresh group, so they may still positively surprise me. I wish them success and I hope that this time Natty will become a pop idol permanently.